Hi everyone, I'm Leonora. Welcome to Soul Searching Tarot. I am doing personal readings at the moment for free, so please reach me. My information will be in the description box. I am doing a reading on Scorpio. This is all about Scorpio, which explains the lighting. I usually don't film this dark, but I wanted to tone down the darkness. I don't know why. I just was like, I'm going to be in that Scorpio mood, like, and I chose for it to be this way on purpose. So the lighting is done like this on purpose. Okay. Just so you know, part one, I usually go into information or insight about the zodiac sign. In this case, it's Scorpio. I also go into planets and how it is or will be affecting us as a collective. It could be the human race, us little earthlings, I should say. So, Scorpio. Hi. Sorry, I have 4 placements in Scorpios. So, whatever I'm about to say, guys, don't take it personally, because I've been there and done that 10 times over. I don't know why I'm like flirting with you guys. Like, it's like dim light, flirtatious moments. All right. So, the 2 planets that rule Scorpio. Well, Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. Pluto is the god of the underworld. And then we have Mars. Mars co-rules Scorpio, the planet of war. It is a water sign. It is a water element sign. So we do feel a lot of emotional intensity. Also, we are a fixed sign. Fixed sign. I did talk about fixed signs in the part 1 of the Taurus video, because Taurus is Scorpio's polar opposite. So I go into the fixed signs. There are 4 fixed signs. So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So I'll try to remember to leave the link for the part 1 for the Taurus video, because I think it's great information to know why you are how you are, being a fixed sign. But being fixed is really it's almost saying like being stubborn. You know, it is our nature to be stubborn, but we believe in our perceptions and our beliefs, and so it's very hard for us to sway us a different way, for the most part, depending on our birth chart. I happen to be super stubborn. I have like Aquarius moon also, and that's a fixed sign, along with my 4 Scorpio placements. It's okay. It does balance out. I have a lot of Sagittarius, and I have my Venus in Sag, and I'm also Sag Cusper. So another placement in Sag, I can't remember, I think it's Neptune, but that freedom-loving side of myself and the saving humanity type of side of myself is there. But then the 4 placements in Scorpios, I mean, just having 2 placements in Scorpio on your birth chart, it could be a pretty challenging life. To have 4 placements, let's just say that my first and last name is Death and Rebirth, which represents Scorpio. Scorpio is all about death and rebirth, right? Like I said before, it is the god. Pluto is the god of the underworld. Osiris was the name. back in the Egyptian days. Okay. So I'll go more into that later. I did also wanted to say that my first video actually on this platform was Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. And it has been in Capricorn since 2008. It's about to leave the sign of Capricorn in 2023. But if you think about it, what has happened since 2008 in your personal life, in your own personal life? Well, I know in my own personal life, I was in a karmic relationship. So Capricorn is considered to be the karmic planet. Everybody has a karmic relationship. You have to pay for what you have done in your past life or in this life. Karma does go around. What goes around comes around. As above, so below. And I also lost a very dear loved one of mine, you know, that messed me up for years. Still probably does. But good things did come out of it. You know, I did have wonderful things happen. I met wonderful people. And so, you know, even though I was in this karmic relationship for years and I lost a dear loved one, that was pretty harsh, you know. That's basically the transformation and the death part of what Scorpio embodies. But eventually, we rise like a phoenix, you know, phoenix. Speaking about phoenix, in tarot, the judgment represents Pluto, the judgment card. And death represents Scorpio in tarot. But let's go back to what we have witnessed, not only in our lives, but in the outside world, with Pluto retrograding in Capricorn and transiting. I'm not saying it's completely all retrograding, but also retrograding, transiting, stationing. Basically, it's been in the sign of Capricorn since 2008. Saturn rules Capricorn. God of time. It is the god of time. Like I said, I consider Saturn to be a karmic planet. It represents the devil in tarot. As a collective, has a human race since 2008, we have witnessed widespread terrorism, right? We have waged war against these terrorists. We have waged war without borders. We also have seen the torture of people, either through social media or through news, violence, in this day and age where people record things very easily, and all you see in the news is like, oh, this fight that happened, or this violent situation between a police officer or several police officers, or just the maiming and anything that has to do with violence has been on the forefront of our faces and in our children's faces, because of technology. Not that it wasn't there before Pluto was in Capricorn. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it has been in our faces. Like literally, we watch it on TV almost every day. Something happens, shootings. And and we've kind of now accepted this part of humanity, right? We've watched people also be imprisoned without trial or a just trial. There's been an upsurge in fundamentalist religions all of a sudden. But we also have to ask ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, how have we contributed in this violent, greedy, destruction way of living on this earth, the destruction of the planet? How have we contributed to that? Should we acknowledge it and stop it? Should we accept it and teach our children? You have to ask your question. You have to ask yourself the question on what actions you could take, basically, is what I'm saying. What actions can you take? I also did another video on bloodline and the ages. I'm not digressing, guys. This is all connected. Bloodline and the ages had to do a lot with bloodline. I do speak about how we just got out of the age of Pisces, and we are now in the age of Aquarius. Since last year, we've been in the age of Aquarius, and how the age of Pisces, what we learned, what came about in the age of Pisces. The age of Pisces started in 01 AD, ended last year, and for the next 2,100 years, estimate, we'll be in the age of Aquarius. And in this age, we need to learn how to clean our bloodline, the toxicity, the abuse, the things that you see on television, on your phone, on your iPad, on the computer, whatever. This inhumane process that's going on between us humans has to stop, especially in your family, within your family. Because listen, I'm all about humanity, but not everybody is like me, right? But if you have a family, your children, the way you treat your husband, the way you treat your wife, the way you treat your siblings, the way you conduct yourself in a marriage or in a commitment, that all has to do with cleaning your bloodline, taking away the toxicity, little by little, teaching our children. The age of Pisces was, Pisces itself is considered the elderly of the zodiac sign. It is a 12th house. And if you think about it, the elderly teaches us their wisdom. They have great advice for us. If you go to your grandparents, if you had grandparents or mentors, much older people that are literally basically under a deathbed, that died of natural causes, or they've been sick for a while, and so they've accepted the fact that they're about to leave this planet. That's what the age of Pisces was about. An elderly person on their deathbed telling us how they were and how they conducted themselves and how they were part of some type of violence, destruction, toxicity, and what they've learned from that. And so here we are in the age of Aquarius, trying to get that information or extract that information and trying to see how we can make it a better world for ourselves, for our children, for our bloodline. Just because you die doesn't mean your bloodline ends right then and there. No, our children are going to have their children, and their children are going to have their children, and your nieces and nephews will have, So I do talk about teaching our children the right way of life and the wrong ways of life. And it's very dark, right? This whole situation that I'm talking about. It is so Scorpio-like, very dark. Yes, I know. My Mercury's in Scorpio, so I will talk about darkness day in and day out. I have no problem exposing and acknowledging the dark side of life. None whatsoever. I could talk about it all day and listen to it all day. But this is what's going on in your face. It's no longer hidden in the age of Pisces. This Pluto in Capricorn, in the sign of Capricorn, has changed our lives individually. And if you haven't gotten there yet, it will get to you soon. Okay? So what does Scorpio represent? Well, it does represent the reproduction system, sex. Sex is an energy, guys. And so what is energy? Energy is all around us. We're energy. I pick up energy very easily, whether you're dead or alive. I just pick it up. It's just my birth chart explains that. I knew it was always there, but I didn't know. I never acknowledged it. But I picked it up very easily because it was always there. The fact that I have 4 placements in Scorpio, Pisces. I have 2 placements in Pisces, Aquarius moon. All that is my blueprint of who I am right now in front of you, and why I am talking to you about astrology, and why I'm reading tarot, and how I pick up energy so easily, and why I hear voices in my head. My guides, okay? My guides, they're my spirit guides. I've learned how to control them. Actually, they control me. So anyway, we are all made up of matter and energy, right? We are, FYI. When our mothers were carrying, us in their womb, that was energy, matter, along other, elements. But the earth is made up of matter and energy. The universe is made up of matter and energy. Everything that you see in front of us living is matter and energy. We are born that way and we die that way. And so we are all connected. And so when I tell you I pick up energy, it's because it's a vibrational field that's easy to pick up. You have it inside of you. But I hate to say that it depends on your birth chart, but you could pick it up if you listen very carefully. You may have some type of ability. I believe that every human does. It just depends how high vibrational you are. And speaking about high vibrational, let's talk about low vibrational. The low vibrational Scorpio. This is why Scorpios have a bad rap, big time, because of the low vibrational Scorpios. Scorpios are fixed sign, remember, and so they are not very forgiving people. Once you betray them, once you lie to them, it's very hard for them to forgive. But a high vibrational Scorpio knows how to forgive themselves, and they know how to forgive others. And why do Scorpios have to forgive themselves? Well, Scorpio, they're very dark people. They come from these dark thoughts. It's embedded in their head to come from this place of anger and selfishness. And you have to learn how to forgive that about yourself, Scorpio. And you have to learn how to forgive others. We need to be in power all the time. I know this ego of us where we need to be in power. And so we may clash with people that want to be in power too. And it doesn't matter if it's has to do with a relationship or your children, your job. It's this relationship. It's this co-ruler of ours. This planet of war. This Mars. It's like we have to be in power. And I'm here to tell you that you will be in power once you've learned how to move on to the next step. Once you've died, and I don't mean physically, but Scorpios know what I mean. When we go into this deep abyss and stay there and transform and have this rebirth, and then after this rebirth, our job is to forgive and to teach, to become more wiser, to rise like the phoenix or the eagle. Scorpius is represented by the scorpion, which is the low vibrational, the eagle, which is all about wisdom, and the phoenix, which is about rebirth. Brand new Scorpio. Scorpios will disappear on you mentally and physically, and you're like, where the hell are they? They literally have gone into a dark cave to get to know thyself. It's the only way they know how to process, to come out of this dark cave and interact with society again. And if you don't know how to control that, you end up with, especially if you have more than 2 placements in Scorpio, you'll end up feeding off that anger, that violence, that selfishness, that ego, that power. And we don't want that because, again, that's not what we're trying to teach our children. Whether they're yours or not yours, I don't care. We're here to build a community of a better human race. That's how we ascend, and not become the same person in the next lifetime. I want to become the same person in the next lifetime. And if you're not the same person, something you did in your past life, the god of time, remember Saturn, that karmic planet, they have something for you, whether you believe in past life or not. So I'm trying to see what else I need to say about Scorpio before I go into the reading. Self-discipline. Ooh, self-discipline is a big thing. We as Scorpions, we are very hard on ourselves. And because we're so hard on ourselves, we are hard on others because we demand that same harshness, that same self-discipline that we embody. And if you don't have it, you're considered weak in our eyes. That may or may not have to do something with power, but we can't understand that if we are very harsh and disciplined on ourselves, why can't you be? And not everybody can be like us, right? So we have to learn how to give that up. Not everybody's going to be like us, especially in your relationships, Scorpio. Especially in your relationships, okay? We could pick the weak ones from the strong ones. We can. We could walk in a crowd in a room full of people, and feel the vibration easily. What makes you think a Scorpio cannot pick up on your vibration single-handedly? So Scorpios don't like weakness. They can smell it a mile away. So I would be very careful with someone's birth chart that have more than 1 or 2 placements in Scorpio. They could be a huge mystery for a reason. I always, when I see somebody's birth chart and they have certain type of signs repeated in their birth chart, I get so intrigued. I know a Capricorn that has a lot of Scorpio placements in their chart, and I'm intrigued by this person. I'm like this. Let me see more. But you know, it's just that that mystery that you have to unravel, that onion that you have to peel each layer. You know, you want to see more. You want to see more, and that is the embodiment of a Scorpio. There's always more to learn from this sign. We can't figure it out ourselves, let alone a psychologist. All right, so I'll see you in part 2 for the reading. I hope that all made sense. Thank you.